Hello and welcome back to my channel, Capricorn. The 10th sign of the zodiac patronizes the most conservative and at the same time the best organized people from the entire heavenly bunch. It belongs to the terrestrial trilogy, which symbolizes materialism and rationalism. Has a practical attitude to life, clearly defined plans and skills to implement them. Other features include diligence, ambitions, constancy of feelings and views. In the form of Capricorn hides Pan, the god of sex, fertility and nature. He was the son of Hermes and the nymph Dryope. His parents rejected him because he was born as a freak. The Pan was half human and half goat. Pan was very connected to the forest in which he lived alone. He developed a reputation of erotomaniac, a well-deserved one. The Pan especially loves the nymphs, who always fled before him when he approached. One day, the Pan ran away from Titan Typhon, and to escape from him, he tried to take the form of a fish, to escape to the sea, but he did not manage to change and stayed in the water as a half goat and a half fish. And if it were not for Zeus, who moved him to the sky, Pan would have drowned and died. All this story seems both romantic and sad. That's why my project was obvious. My victim today is Laguna Blue Monster High doll. I started my work, of course, from the preparation of my patient. So, as always, I remove her hair right at the head. I had to rework the vast majority of her face. I would also have to put the structure from the wire inside. That's why I let myself make a small vertical incision in the back of the head. It will help me to easily remove the remaining hair and put the wire through the holes drilled earlier. This incision does not bother me, because I will fill the head with hot glue and build up. The general assumption of my project is that my Capricorn in fact looks like a scary combination of a goat and a fish. You may ask why my Capricorn is a woman. The answer to this question is very simple, because this sign of the zodiac has female nature. When my structure is ready, I fill the head with hot glue. This is necessary when working with epoxy sculpt. If the head is too soft, it will crack during squeezing. Before applying epoxy sculpt, it is good to put the head back. Epoxy sculpt will make the head stiff and harder to put on. From the very beginning, I wanted my Capricorn to be half-motion figure, as if stuck in time between two dimensions. Detailed construction is made of wire wrapped with aluminum foil, reinforced with hot adhesive. In the further part of the video, I will show you how to change the proportion of the face in a simple way. Despite my great sentiment towards Lagoony face, I was forced to completely modify it. I use a scalpel, modeling tools and epoxy sculpt to make up the face. At the very beginning, I delicately cut the unwanted face parts with a scalpel, which I will fill with the help of epoxy sculpt in the next step. Virtually in every project I mention it, but I will say it once again. My work on face modeling is long and multi-stage. In order to not spoil your work, it is always best to wait until the individual parts are dry. On top, I apply epoxy sculpt, waiting for individual parts to dry out. I prepare the hair from acrylic yarn, combing with a brush. Here is my next remark. Not every yarn is suitable for this. Sometimes the yarn, despite the fact that it is thick at first sight, it turns out that it is intertwined with a few thin threads. I promised you that I will try to test different materials for you. For this purpose, I ordered a polymer clay, cernite translucent, which according to the description should be made translucent after baking. I have never used the clay of this company before, so I was curious about the final result. First impressions? Hard clay, consistency half dry, does not stick to fingers. It can be modeled nicely. Despite the strong rolling, clay still remains milky white. After baking, a very nice surprise. When the clay got cold, it became translucent. I am very happy because I will be able to use acrylic paints with brocade, which I got from my sister and brother-in-law for my birthday. Almost transparent paint covered the clay very well. Summary, I recommend it. In this project I will not use the airbrush. It is not necessary because I intended to achieve the effect of fur. I use acrylic paints to paint the whole. As a support, I will use a doll stand. I attach to it transparent tube, which I also adorn with elements baked from clay. The tube served as a pack from modeling tools. And here, I agree with quote from the animated film. Don't lose it, reuse it. I wonder who will guess that quote. And at the very end I glue the previously prepared hair using the Mod Podge. Do not forget to write in the comment how you like the end result. If you don't subscribe my channel yet, Do not forget to subscribe.